Welcome to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your unshaven goblin host, Daniel Greene, and today, let's go ahead and jump into the fantasy news. Christopher Paolini, the author of The Inheritance Cycle, has announced a new book. Yes, the countdown is over, and along with Tor Publishing, Christopher Paolini will be releasing To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, a science fiction novel, not fantasy, not taking place in the Inheritance Cycle. I'm very happy to see Christopher Paolini branch out into something new. I always find it awesome when an artist or a creator of some kind is willing to flip genres, go outside of what they typically do, and experiment. Much respect, Christopher Paolini. I wish you all the best, and I will absolutely be buying this one on day one. Classic fantasy author Michael Moorcock's fantasy series, The Elric Saga, has reportedly been picked up by New Public Productions. Not much is known outside of this right now, but if you're a big fan of the series, I imagine you're really excited, and it's cool to see these adaptations now spreading into the classic fantasy genre. And in a quickie last-minute fantasy news insert, we did get a brand new poster for the upcoming Witcher show. This is the first official poster we have gotten, and it has the slogan, "The worst monsters are the ones we create." Not the biggest fan of this poster, if I'm going to be honest. I just don't like the live-action still shots. They look a little too processed. And the slogan's fine, very reflective of the series. It's fine. The map, I'm a bigger fan of, but, you know, it's me and maps. I'm very much so weird when it comes to maps, but I do enjoy this one. Sorry, this is kind of one of the biggest stories of the day, and I'm having to do a last-minute insert, but it's the end of the workday, and I need to get this done. Now, I want to take a second to talk about the streaming wars real quick, because an article was posted in the Discord server that says, Netflix has no negative impact from Disney Plus's launch. And my response to this is, duh, not yet if it's going to happen. The streaming wars are not something that's going to be a dime change. There's not going to be it's been out for 2 days and Netflix is hurting bad. This is something that'll take years, if not maybe closer to a decade, to finally resolve itself. We'll be seeing these streaming wars happen for a long time. It'll become closer and closer to just resembling original cable as more streaming services establish themselves. They'll begin to absorb each other, some will buy others' catalogs, but this is not something that just 1 week or 2 weeks after Disney Plus's launch, we're going to see huge ramification of. The amount of dollars that are in play here are just going to prevent that. That's not how this is going to work. Doctor Who Season 12 has reportedly finished filming, and we may get a trailer soon. That was quickie news, moving on. The studio that developed Pokemon Go is reportedly working on an AR version for your phone of the game Settlers of Catan. I know, Maddie has a very strange look on her face. She loves Catan. It's not going to be a direct adaptation of the game. It will be inspired by it, but definitely not an exact rules recreation of Catan. It'll be called Catan Wild Explorers. There will be... Maddie's shaking her head going, no.
World Explorers.
Oh. The game will be called Catan World Explorers and be season-based, with those who do the best in a certain season gaining benefits as they move on to the next. How do you feel about that as a Catan fan?
I don't want it.
Don't want it. All right. Flat out rejection and refusal from Maddie.
Who asked for that?
A lot of people, probably.
No.
And in very big D&D news, for the first time in 5 years, Dungeons & Dragons is getting its first new official canon class, Artificers. Described as masters of unlocking magic in everyday objects, Artificers are supreme inventors. They see magic as a complex system waiting to be decoded and controlled. Artificers use tools to channel arcane power, crafting magical objects. To cast a spell, an artificer could use alchemist supplies to create a potent elixir, calligrapher supplies to inscribe a sigil of power on an ally's armor, or tinker's tools to craft a contemporary charm. The magic of artificers is tied to their tools and their talents. I do want to clarify that this is the first class to be added canonically, but artificers have been around for a while within D&D. The team's been playtesting them, they've been brought forth and put down as unofficial classes, but here they are the finished, polished product, and this is the state in which artificers will be canonically introduced to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. For those of you who don't know, there's all kinds of other unofficial classes or testing classes out there, but it's a big deal when one is added canonically. And in one more piece of quickie news, the Sonic redesign reportedly cost Paramount $5 million. Now, this wasn't an immediate turnaround. There was a good gap of time between the original trailer's release and our look at this redesign, so I'm hoping people weren't worked to death to get this out, but I'm sure it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Thank you to those animators who did that, and that is one pretty penny. Let's hope it is worth it. It will be. That'll be worth it. I mean, people would have not gone to see it because of how bad Sonic looked before, and they will go now because of the meme, the fact it was changed, and the fact that Sonic now does look much, just objectively much better. Now this is actually really serious, and I'm completely dropping character because this is real and you need to change your password news. Thousands of Disney Plus accounts have been hacked and are showing up on the dark web. I'm not joking. If you have a Disney Plus account, I highly recommend you change your password, especially if it's connected to your wider Disney accounts, because those are just all connected over at Disney. I had Maddie here change her password. This is serious news. Change your Disney Plus password. That's not a joke. And if you use that password for other accounts that's currently on there, change it as well. And you shouldn't be using one password for multiple accounts already. As a former software engineer, I can tell you this is not a joke. Change your Disney Plus password. You really have to say it because people will just think, nah, not me. I'm fine. Change it!
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Now let's go ahead and talk about positive Disney news. Character posters were released for the upcoming Rise of Skywalker movie. We had some new characters, some old characters. I'm showing them on the screen now so you can see them. Let's delay a little bit and talk. Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. Disney Plus, $1 billion opening weekend? All right, moving on. We also had just a new poster drop, and I actually really am a fan of this poster. Rise of Skywalker did not have good posters before. I didn't like the last one at all. This one looks great. Very nice movie poster, and I hope they stick with this art style from here on out, because they need to establish an art style and stick to it, please. I really hate when they do that. I really hate that. Like when they have like, oh, every movie in a series is a completely different poster.
Yeah, you need to be coherent.
Be
Not
consistent.
Coherent, I'm sorry, consistent.
Yeah, be consistent, absolutely. We also had a new TV spot drop for Star Wars where you got a decent amount of new footage. Link, of course, to watch this down below, and while you're down there, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, I would appreciate it immensely. And maybe share the fantasy news with people who might like fantasy news, you know? There were some new glimpses and looks at Kylo Ren and a fight scene, so go right ahead, enjoy that, have fun. And the Mandalorian Twitter account also dropped the original concept art for the Mandalorian TV show, and it looks really cool. This concept art is badass. Link to check it out, of course, right down there, but I'm showing it on the screen. If you want to see it high res, link down there. And as Maddie points out, and this is very important, there is no concept art for Baby Yoda, so I'm sorry, but
Unacceptable.
no Baby Yoda concept art. So in the span of like 2 hours on the Discord server, it was posted that there might be a Joker sequel, and then it was quickly posted that there will not be. So the rumor and then rumor quashed, and I want to go ahead and just make my opinion on this known. There should not be a Joker sequel. It showed a lot of success, and if you want the superhero genre to grow from what it is currently, which is fine, but if you want it to continue to develop and mature, it needs to be able to have successful entries that aren't immediately just farms for sequels to try and make more money off the name. The Joker was a good movie. I don't think it was as good as a lot of people claimed, but it was a good movie. And let's not just have Joker 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just because people want to recreate the success that was there. And in some Lord of the Rings news, it has already been confirmed that Amazon has renewed Lord of the Rings for a season 2. They're apparently still casting season 1, according to the news we just got, but neat! And the last bit of fantasy news we're going to cover here today, I need to play catch up because I forgot to cover an adaptation that was announced back in November 7th. Anthony Ryan's A Raven's Shadow series is going to be adapted by Wow, I didn't even get one of those right. By BCDF Pictures with an eye for television. Sorry I missed this one. I do get sent a lot of stories and some of them get lost in the fray, but I'm excited to see Anthony Ryan's books will be adapted. And as always, I do believe television for most fantasy series is the way to go. This has been your latest episode of Fantasy News. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Go down there and check out some Fantasy News merch if you want to support what I do here, or hit the Patreon. Have a good one, y'all. Peace! And of course, I'd like to record a special shout out to my latest high tier Patreons, Lewis, Manash, and Devin Fane. Devin, you're going to get another one for tomorrow's video because I recorded it today as well, but then I realized this video is coming out first, so I'm giving you both. I hope that's all right.